the reigning world record holder. His world record time, 2 minutes 12.18. And in this, the favourite is Steve Cram, who recently set British all-comers record figures at 2 minutes 15.84. The main opposition for Steve Cram is Steve Scott, the American mile record holder. Tall figure there of Steve Cram in the grey tracksuit, only 21. What a remarkable temperament this boy has got. Nothing seems to worry him, but he does say that he's had the best tuition in the world in watching over the last 2 or 3 seasons from a distance as he's grown up, the pressure put on Sebastian Coe and Steve Ovett.
Well, in the background you can hear the noise of clapping, and that...
It's going to be a real test of racing for Steve Cram, the all-comers record holder at 2 minutes 15.84, with Steve Scott, the American mile record holder, in the field wearing number 3, and Graham Williamson from Springburn, chosen already for the European Championships and for Scotland for the Commonwealth Games, wearing number 5. That's the full lineup. Richard Lynch, only 18, from North London AC on the inside. Then Mike Downs of Cannock Chase in lane 2, Steve Scott in 3, Cram in 4, Williamson in 5, Chris Sly of Hounslow in 6, Canneberg of Sweden, joined by Rob Harrison, who's just run 800 metres in lane 7. So Harrison presumably will make the pace. He's wearing number 9. And right on the outside is Steve Caldwell of Bolton, better known as a 2-lap runner. The 1,000 metres. 2.5 laps of the track. And they're going to run the first bend in lanes. Steve Cram's gone away very quickly indeed. Steve Scott inside him, who really hasn't been getting involved in races early on and lost 1 or 2 as a result. He seems to be dropping back too early, and again he's going to get himself boxed. Coming right across from the outside is Rob Harrison, who's going to make the pace. Steve Caldwell coming through, but it's Cram in 2nd place at the moment. In 3rd place there is Canneberg of Sweden. So they've got 2 laps to go, and it's Harrison leading. And again, Steve Scott is not a good position. We were talking on the aeroplane coming over yesterday from Zurich, and he really hasn't been able to get himself involved in races early enough. But in fact now, he's trying to get himself off the curb, and he's following Graham Williamson through. Still Harrison leading, Cram in 2nd place. 3rd at the moment is Caldwell. 4th is Canneberg of Sweden. There's Scott on the outside, out of trouble, wearing 3, and following Cram and watching him very closely. The time for the leader, 54.3 for Harrison. The rest through in just over 55. Still Harrison leading. He'll take them up to about 500, we suspect, and then drop out, because he's just run 1:47 for the 800 metres. Cram in 2nd place. In 3rd place, Caldwell. 4th is Scott. 5 is Williamson. 6 Canneberg. They've got 1 lap to go. Harrison still in front. Cram on the curb. Caldwell stalking him. Scott is watching very closely, and so too is Graham Williamson. And Harrison drops out and leaves Cram in front, which is what he doesn't really want over this distance. But nobody's sure he's going to take it on too early, although Graham Williamson normally is a front runner. Scott moving up on the outside. The American record holder at the mile and the fastest man in the world over 1,500 metres this year. Cram responds, and the crowd respond to Cram. 200 metres to go, and he's going to face a finishing test now. It's Scott in 2nd place, stalking him. Williamson 3rd, and he can't resist that attack. Williamson, the Scotsman, tries to come the long way round. He should have waited. He's run very wide indeed, and Scott's beaten hopelessly for speed. Cram in front, Williamson in 2nd place. The 2 youngsters battle it out, but Cram is by far the fitter now. And Cram 5 metres there, 6. And Cram wins, Williamson 2nd, Scott the American record holder 3rd, Canneberg of Sweden is next. Followed by Mike Downs, followed by Rob Harrison. Another fine run by the young boy from Jarrow, only 21. The last 200 metres, 25.4. The time, 2:18 on a cold and windy night. About 3 seconds outside his British all-comers record. That does not matter. What does matter is the way he dismissed Scott. And there David Moorcroft, who runs in the next race and goes down the back straight after saying to Steve Cram, well done. Moorcroft, the European 3,000 metre record holder, 5,000 metre record holder, who in a few minutes will be attacking the world best for 2 miles held by Steve Ovett. Cram left in front as he was the other night in Zurich, but he just doesn't seem to mind. And he did say after that race, well, I'm finding out it's not a bad place to be, because if you're there, you're out of trouble. But I must say too, if you're there and you're attacked, you need a lot of ability to win from the front, and he has got that ability. Williamson could never get to him. That's quite astonishing, the way Scott was dropped completely in a matter of strides and beaten hopelessly for speed. Williamson, who used to beat Cram as a junior, is now finding him very hard to handle, but Williamson coming back from injury. He really has got such a lovely flowing action, Steve Cram. And top of the list of admirers of this youngster is Brendan Foster.
Well, he's grown up in 2 days. I mean, he's won his most important international victory in Zurich, and now tonight at Crystal Palace. He's taken on the best in the world, and he's beaten them twice in 3 days. And I think whoever's going to be there in Athens in the 1500 metres, Steve's going to take them on.
Well, what a golden period this is for British athletics, and the crowd recognise it and how they enjoy these British boys running so well. We've got so many good middle distance athletes at the moment.